Unless we understand how thought plays with us, we cannot be free from illusions. The capacity to be free from illusion is wisdom. One needs to learn about illusion. One needs to learn how he is being operated by thought. One needs to learn how he is driven by various concepts of society. Society is a giant structure created by thought. Society was put together by various men through their minds, and mind is thought. And the social structure has been strengthened from generation to generation by obedience, by belief, by acceptance, and by cooperation. The social structure is a psychological prison. The social structure is an invisible prison. We are imprisoned within our skull. Our brains are chained to various concepts, and the concepts are dragging us into various corners of suffering, worries, confusions, and grief. The structure of family, the structure of education, the structure of profession, the structure of religion, caste, race, nation, the structure of politics, the whole structure of human society is a ground, is a field where we breed all kinds of psychological disorders. the whole human society is cut off from the rest of the universe. Every human is living in a daydream. The social structure operates every brain. The social structure was created by thought through concepts. Every structure carries certain principles, certain rules, certain programs to which all of us obey. Till date, we have been obeying. We have been following. To be free, we have to break the prison within our skull. To be free, we have to break this invisible prison. Thought has been operating you, every person, in the form of world, in the form of society and spirituality. You are never free when you are operated. Your brain is operated by concepts and programs, like a computer is operated by a software. You are not living your life. The society is living itself through your body. You are possessed by the ghost of society. You are operated like a robot is operated by a chip. You never use your brain. Your brain is being used by the concepts and structures of society. You are influenced externally and internally. Your mind is a mini society. Society is a giant mind. Your mind is a drop of that society. You may run away from the social structure, but still the thought in your brain operates you, which is the representative of the society. You need to begin to be alert. Not to be operated. You need to be alert to think on your own, independently. You are made to think. You are not thinking. You are just perpetuating the structures and concepts of society. You are not living. You are just keeping the concepts of society alive. You have to throw all the concepts and structures of society. You have to break all the concepts, programs, and structures of society, family, money, profession, nation, religion, spirituality. Spirituality is a counter program to the world. When you suffer, you start going to spirituality where you are still operated. You take different programs like yoga, pranayama, different kinds of books, sastras, Vedantas. You take japa, you worship different holy places, holy books. Sufism, Zen, Christianity. You take different paths, you program yourself with different philosophies and concepts. You are still being operated by those concepts. You are still not free. Your brain is not free. It's still being operated with different kinds of chip. Your brain is still operated. You are being driven by various hands, invisible hands from the past. You take a meditation technique and you keep repeating it in the brain, you are still being operated by those techniques. When you read a book, you are being programmed by that author. That book programs you. You are not free. When you accept a teacher, a teaching, a master, a holy book, a path, that path programs you. You are being hypnotized by that program. You need to be completely free. Your brain has to be completely free. Your body has to be completely free. Your mind is just nothing but the influences of society and spirituality. Spirituality is included in society. Spirituality is a counter program to worldly programs. Spirituality is still a program. You need to completely deprogram yourself. The mind is just the cumulative of all influences of society, and which includes the spirituality and religion. When you are free from all these concepts, you are free from mind. The mind gets its feed to function only through these concepts. These concepts set the directions for the mind to function, for the thought to function. The thought needs a direction, and a meditation technique gives it a direction, gives it a possibility to function. A book, a sastra, a holy book, either it is Bible or Quran or Gita or Buddhist book, Dhammapada, whatever it is, it gives a direction to, it gives a feed to the thought to continue itself. Thought gets a direction. A goal is a direction given to thought. Samadhi, silence, the concept of silence, concept of enlightenment, concept of liberation, mukti, samadhi. These are the directions, targets given to thought, a possibility provided to thought to run incessantly, infinitely. Society, spirituality are cheating you. Thought in the form of society and spirituality are cheating you. They are denying your liberation. They are perpetuating thought. You who don't doubt, who don't question, who don't inquire is being cheated. The thought in your brain is a representative, a servant of the society. Thought is cheating you. You have to question your inside and also outside. Unless you doubt your own thought and thought of everybody and thought of society, thought of spirituality, liberation is not at all possible. Freedom is freedom from everything. Freedom is freedom from every philosophy, every master, so-called master, every teaching, every effort to attain anything, including liberation. Freedom is freedom from all the books of the world and all the teachers of the world, all the paths of the world, all the concepts and program of the human society. Freedom is not freedom if it is not complete. Unless you throw every influence from outside, thought will certainly continue to work. The duality will continue to exist unless you deny the possibility for the thought to run. The duality is provided by every concept. And every concept is provided by the society and spirituality. Every meditation technique helps thought have duality. Every meditation technique is an object that helps the subject to hold on. Every philosophy is an object that helps thought, helps the subject to hold on and continue. Every master is an object for the subject to hold on and continue. You are giving fuel to thought from various directions and you want the thought to die. It is one of the most foolish approach. Thought comes in various forms of spirituality. In your brain, spirituality enters in the various forms of books and masters and settle down in your brain in the form of masters, teachings, meditation techniques, philosophy, paths and goals like silence, liberation, enlightenment. All the concepts come from outside. And you have created, admitted, permitted so many concepts to take root around the thought, around the I. And the I has now 100 directions inside the brain to run. There are 100 objects inside the brain for the I to catch on and continue. Unless You remove all the objects for the I to catch on and continue. Unless you remove those objects, I is never left alone without feed. And it is impossible for the I to dissolve. You are contradicting your own freedom. Your actions are contradicting your own freedom. You feed the I. You help it survive. You don't let it disappear. You feed the thought by your acceptance and obedience to all the concepts of spirituality and society. You are helping the thought to perpetuate by your foolish approach, by your stupid approach. You have to wake up and watch what is happening to you and what are you actually doing. Learn what is happening to you, what is happening here in the skull. Learn how thought is cheating you, the society, the spirituality, the concepts. How are they reacting inside the brain? How are you being cheated by thought? Find out how you are being deceived. You should be able to comprehend what is happening to you. You are not aware what is happening here. You are immersing yourself. You are intoxicating yourself with some master teachings and meditation techniques. You are hypnotizing yourself with some object, so you are not aware what is happening here inside the skull. How are you being cheated by these concepts? You are just indulging in a technique. You are just indulging in a philosophy. You are just indulging in religion. You are just indulging in some yoga. Stop all indulgences. Stand alone. Every hope that you create, every concept you give for the I to hold on, to attain liberation, every concept you take up is postponing your freedom. You don't have to believe what I'm saying. You watch and learn what is happening to you, what is happening here. You comprehend, you watch and check, experiment and find out what I'm saying, what is being said is sensible or not. You find out. As long as you feed the subject with object. Subject remains. As long as you give a second for the I continues. As long as you give a concept for the I to hold on, I will continue. So, understand, comprehend, watch and find out what is happening. Thought wants to survive. So, it comes in various ways. It comes in the form of a technique. It comes in the form of yoga. It comes in the form of liberation. It comes in the form of a book, a teaching, a teacher. And it is helping itself get perpetuated. And you believe and you run behind them. Be alert. When you do not feed the thought with any concept, I stands alone. Unless you are free from all efforts, unless you realize there is nothing to be done, unless you realize nothing can be done, because every action perpetuates thought. When you inquire, what do you inquire? What are you inquiring about? You're inquiring about thought. What are you inquiring about is a thought, and what inquires is also a thought. Thought comes in various forms as concepts, as goals, as ideas. Once you're free from all inquired, inquirer alone exists. An inquirer cannot exist alone without an object. when you realize the inquiring itself is surviving thought. And that is the end of the inquirer, which is the I. Unless I disappears, freedom doesn't happen. As long as I is, freedom is not. Freedom alone exists.